Welcome to the Wellness Project. 10th of September every year is World Suicide Prevention Day. And the theme for this year has been creating hope through action. We want to know if there's anything we can do to help prevent suicide because it is preventable. Thank you so much for always keeping it the Wellness Project. And today we want to look at the risk factors for suicide, because sometimes when the person passes on, we blame ourselves and be like, I wish I did something. I wish I saw the warning signs. So I want to mention some of the warning signs or some of the risk factors for someone dying by suicide. Every year, close to 700,000 people take their own lives, and very many more others attempt it. And every suicide, as we know, can affect families, communities, and the entire countries. And it has long-lasting effects that it leaves behind. So it's not just someone has passed on and that's it. Every suicide hurts badly. And suicide is rarely caused by a single circumstance or event. Oftentimes, it's a range of factors that can be at individual level, relationship, community, or society levels, and can increase the risk. So these risk factors are situations, they can be problems that increase the possibility that someone will actually attempt a suicide. So we want to look at which risk groups or which factors put one at risk for suicide. So before we go on, this is the right time for you to hit the subscribe button, tap on the notification bell such that you'll be notified every time we create videos. When you do that, you help us grow as a channel and you help yourself as well to be recommended for the next video that we create. So hit the subscribe button. I want to hear from you. Comment on the page. I want to know what you think about the videos that we create. Feedback is very much appreciated. Subscribe and help us grow. So one of the things that increases the risk for suicide is a previous suicide attempt. If someone has attempted suicide before, chances are very high that they will attempt it again, which is why we need to act really fast if someone is actually suicidal. So if someone tells you, I feel suicidal, and they have actually attempted it, rush to their rescue. People with underlying mental health challenges, people who have like depression, anxiety, eating disorders, other mood disorders, or even psychotic disorders like schizophrenia are at risk because these disorders actually affect our mood, our cognition, our thoughts. Individuals from marginalized groups. Now, I've just cited the LGBTQ community as one of those, but also on basis of religion, ethnicity, and any other social groupings that are out there. If someone is segregated depending on the small groupings that exist in the world, they may feel alone, isolated, and lonely, and that increases the risk of them actually dying by suicide. So let's make sure that as the world becomes divided, we stick together on the basis of humanity and not the small things that divide us. Social isolation is very, very bad. You see, if you are actually going through challenges, your mind gets distorted and your thinking is also distorted. So you need someone to tell you that, you know what, you're beautiful, you're able, you're capable, you can do it. Living alone makes that worse. People who have chronic illnesses like cancer, HIV, I've just cited those two, but there are a number of other chronic illnesses. It takes a lot to live with this condition, and some of them reach a time and give up because, this is something you're going to live with for months, years, probably until forever. So acceptance is always the first key to managing this. Now, recent acute traumatic events like loss of a job, loss of a loved one, loss of a pet, or a change of place, things changing drastically in your life, this can cause acute stress, and acute stress has been a very key factor for very many people dying by suicide. So if someone, a friend who has just lost their job, just lost their baby, their husband, their relationship has just ended, always make sure you check on them. Financial stress, unemployment, or poverty, this exacerbates. It may not be the cause, but you can imagine if you're having a mental health challenge, but you also can't afford food, or can't afford medication, or can't afford a house to sleep in. This makes it worse. So financial problems, especially in Africa and other countries where poverty is still a thing, it makes it a risk factor for suicide. Now, people who have access to lethal means of attempting suicide, this is actually mostly employed by men. Men are more likely to die by suicide than women because of the means by which they do it. So if you have access to lethal weapons, lethal means of attempting suicide, it increases the risk of dying by suicide, because the more lethal the weapon, the higher the chance that it will actually end your life. So thank you so much for keeping it here. As I said, if you haven't subscribed to this point, please subscribe. You help us grow as a channel. You help us to create more content for you. And the next time I create a video, you're going to be notified fast. So hit the like button, hit the share button, share the video with someone else, such that we create awareness together. I hope you found it educative, and I hope you take care of yourself.